Hello, stitchy friends. I wasn't sure it was working, but I think it is now. Um, Bet you thought I was done, but I'm not. I'm back. I was inspired by little snips to continue doing these. Um, I hope that you enjoy it, and I hope that um, maybe I'll get some more community feedback and get more involved in the stitchy community. I don't know. I I resist it and then I go for it again and then I pull back. And that's kind of to do with why I've been gone for 6 months. So the last time you saw me, I was leaving for, it was Christmas time, and I went to Kentucky to see my brother. And when we came back, we all had the plague. And so we spent all of January very, very sick. And so I couldn't do anything then. And then in February and March, I had a bit of a mental illness crisis. Like some of our other stitchers, I suffer from depression and anxiety, and and I feel that we shouldn't hide that. It's part of our lives, and we wouldn't hide a physical illness that we have, and so um, that's something that I've been going through. So yeah, that made my life pretty difficult for a couple months. And then in April was my son's play, which, if you've ever been involved in a play, you know that takes over everything. And then in May, May is a big month for our family. We have lots of birthdays and Easter, and we have like 5 birthdays in May. And then, to make it much worse, my very dear aunt passed away in May. She was very important to me. So I had to fly off to California for a week. And it was a good week. It was a good time spent with family and talking about her, and it was good as it could be. It was kind of expected because she had cancer, but it came a lot sooner than we thought it was going to. So that was a blow. So now here we are in June already, and I never thought that I would take that big a break on these videos, but I did. And I am coming to you from my stitchy spot instead of from the usual, what Abby calls the vampire room. This is my stitchy spot in the living room on the love seat, and you can see, I'll zoom in here so you can see, because you're going to be wondering, this is my little boy right there. Isn't he adorable? He's a Weasley, like Katie the Stash Queen's little boy. So yeah, he's a lot bigger than that now. And this is where I stick my needle minders that I'm using frequently. I just stick them to the lamp there. So anyway, let's talk about stitching. And Tarkin's here too. You want to say hi? Come here, come here, come here. Say hi. Hi. Meow. He doesn't like being held. You can see he's clawing me. Look at your beautiful blue eyes. Yeah. Yeah, he's feeling a lot better now. He was not feeling well at the beginning of this week, but he's better now. Okay, say bye. There you go. So, I'm sure what everybody wants to see is the element dragons. So, they are finished, they are framed, they are all ready to go to my friend. She has no idea. I'll probably give it to her tomorrow, actually. So it's a good thing I'm doing this. Here they are. It's huge. Picking the mat was tricky because, oh, look at all the reflection of my windows. There we go. Picking a mat was tricky because of the colors in this. And I probably went too warm, but this was the only frame I could find without buying a custom frame that was the right size. So the mat and the frame are probably too warm. I probably should have gone with a cooler color, but it's tricky because you've got the cool colors of the water, the 2 dragons on the end, but then you have the fire dragon in the middle and the earth dragon as well. So it was difficult, but I like this. It's pretty good, I think. You got the water dragon on the end, the fire dragon, the spirit dragon, the earth dragon, and the air dragon. And this again is from, I've lost it. Somebody Dragons Designs. I can't remember now. But, and they are free patterns that she has on her website. Ooh, there we go. That's better. Not have the glare. So yeah, I think they came out quite nicely. If I had it to do over, I might not do them on purple fabric, but I got the purple fabric at my L&S as a scrap, and the friend that I'm giving this to loves purple, so that's why I did it on the purple. Yeah. So, since it's been 6 months, I do have quite a number of finishes. I also have this one, Double Double, which I added the words to it. The words are not on the pattern, but my friend I'm giving it to loves Shakespeare, so I put on there Double Double, Toil and Trouble, Fire Burn, and Cauldron Bubble. And you'll notice it looks a little different from the pattern. Instead of orange in the eyes of the skulls and all the animals, I used glow-in-the-dark thread. So that'll be fun. And I have a frame for it here, but I haven't put it together yet. Okay, I also finished the Welcome Sal from Tempting Tangles. There's that. Looks like everyone else's. But I think I subbed out a couple of colors just to make it look more autumny because I like autumn colors, but that's the only thing I did different. And then this is oatmeal fabric. And so for this year of Sal's, I just wanted to say the thing about Sal's for me, I'm way too practical. I'm a practical person. And so a lot of these Sal's, I'm just thinking, I would never put that up anywhere, so I'm not interested in that. But so I decided, well, I have my own little Sal with the tablecloth that you've seen before, the 12 Days of Christmas Bucilla, I don't know how you say it, pattern. But then that's my own little once a month Sal. The only other Sal that I absolutely had to do was the Birthstone Dragon Sal from Ingleside Imaginarium. And so, but instead of doing them all on one, which I might do someday, once it's done, I might, do them all again for myself. But I was thinking about it, and I thought I have friends in just about every month who love dragons, with birthdays in every month who love dragons. So I decided to make each one separate and send them off to all my friends. So I still have the January dragon here. There he is. And he's going to go in a little card and be sent off to my friend Sarah. The February dragon is done and framed and given to my friend Sammy. And I'll put that here. And then the March dragon, this is the bad news about the March dragon. So last Friday, I had the March dragon and another cross-stitch piece, which I will get to in a minute, in my purse, and I was at the Goodwill looking for frames for them. And I had my purse in my cart right in front of me. And I was looking at a book that they had on the bookshelves, and I got my phone out to call my son to ask him if he had this book. And I turned back around, and my purse was gone. Somebody stole my purse. And the most valuable thing in it, honestly, were those two cross-stitch pieces. The March Dragon, which I made for a friend of my son, and the other piece, which is the Addams Family from cloudsfactory. So, yeah. Don't ever take your eyes off your purse in a store. Ever. Even for 5 seconds. Because it was literally, I put a book down on my purse, and I looked away to look at another book, and I looked back, and it was gone. So, I'll never do that again. I will hold on to my purse every minute in every store. So there was no cash in it. They didn't get anything. There was no cash in it, and I canceled my credit cards right away. And so if you're out there, sucks to be you, because you didn't get anything out of it, but you made my life really complicated. Yeah. So I'll probably never get those pieces back. And while I could redo the March Dragon, she said she didn't want me to. The Addams Family. Now, my son was in a play, as I said, and the play that they did was the Addams Family musical. And he played Lurch, and it was pretty awesome. And so now I had said that the only things I was going to stitch this year were the tablecloth and the dragon's sow, and maybe a couple of other things. But when I found out they were doing Addams Family, and I saw the Addams Family pattern on cloudsfactory, I had to do it. So not only did I do the pattern, what I did was I made bookmarks for the cast, which you may have seen on the Stitch Mania Facebook page. I made bookmarks for the cast with the name of their character and the little character at the top, and which I'll put a picture of right here. And then I did a cross stitch of the entire cast with the name of the school's acting group, and then Addams Family Musical down below. And I even put their school's mascot is a raven, so I found a little raven to put in there too. It looks really cool, and I'll put a picture of that because I do have a picture of it right here. And I am just so sad that I don't get to give that to the director. I was going to give that to the director of their show, and now it's gone. And the thing is that the font that I did there is called Wednesday, and I found it on Etsy, and now I can't remember who it is that did it. I will put a link down below as to who did the Wednesday font, because it looks really cool. It looks very much like the Addams Family, font that they have on there. But because it's fairly large, I had to do it 1/1. This is the first time I've ever stitched 1/1. Sorry, it's shaking here. It's the first time I've ever stitched 1/1. And if it was just doing the figures of the Addams Family, I could do that over again. But I don't want to do all that letter stitching over again 1/1. I really don't. So I don't know if I will. Is there a way to pause this? I don't think there is. Just a moment. Hi, I'm back. I hope I can stitch these together because, yeah, there's no pause button on this thing. So my son wanted to know something. So that's the saga of the Addams Family. My husband said, you should just blow up that picture and frame that. I don't think it's quite the same thing. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Probably just accept it. So, other things, whips. Oh, Expecto Patronum is out in the car because it's my car project. It's getting close. It's about 3/4 of the way done. Maybe I'll take a picture of it and put it here. And then what else do we have? The only other, oh no, there's one other thing and one new start. So the tablecloth is coming along. Have it here. But because I was doing the Addams Family stuff, I wanted to get them done before the play. I had to stop on the tablecloth, and now I'm way behind. So here's the Partridge in a Pear Tree. It's number 1. And here's the 2 turtle doves. Right there, number 2. And then 3 French hens are kind of messed up here in the side of my hoop. And here's the 4 calling birds I'm working on right now, which I should have had done in April, but I was doing the Addams Family things for them. So there's the 4 calling birds. And then you can see the 5 gold rings were started during I think the election sale last fall. So they're a little bit started. So, but really I need to get this one and 5 golden rings and 6 geese a-laying done by the end of this month. And the 6 geese a-laying is pretty big, though it's actually only 1 goose, which, oh well. So, but it's really interesting to me what a big difference the backstitching makes on this, because you can see this is almost done, the 4 calling birds, and it looks like nothing. It looks like splotches of color. But then when you put in the backstitching, it really makes a big difference. So I'm working on that. And I will be working on, I never finished the dragon thing. So the March dragon got stolen. The April dragon I decided not to do because I was working on the Addams Family stuff and I don't know anybody with a birthday in April. So I just skipped it. And now, and the May dragon I did finish, but it's also out in the car. So maybe I'll put a picture of that here. So that little May dragon with the emerald is going out to my niece. And then this month I need to start on the June dragon for my sister-in-law. So tablecloth, dragon, and then I had another new start. While I was out in California, I started on this because I had planned to start on this much earlier. I wanted to do it, and then I just never got around to it, and now I'm kicking myself because the plan was to do this for my aunt and uncle, and now it's just going to be for my uncle. So they live out in Northern California where there are lots of cypress trees, and so when I saw this pattern, put it up here, I immediately thought of them because there are lots of windswept trees like that on the coast near their house. So I'm really excited to be doing that for my uncle. I hope it'll give him some comfort. So I started it. I wanted especially to start it while I was out there, just because I wanted to be working on it while I was there with him and with the trees. It's a gorgeous place. And so I got started right there. You can see the trunk of the tree right there, and my skeptical piggy and Moomin Papa, because Moomin Papa reminds me of my uncle. And these are both from SunSpot Creations on Etsy, which is Sleepy Kitty Stitches here on YouTube. So go watch her if you haven't, and go to her shop because she has the cutest little needle minders. They're different from the other stuff you see in most of the shops. That's what I like about it. And she has moments, which, being a children's librarian, I love the moments. So, and the skeptical piggy is just fantastic. Look at it. Okay, so, yep, starting on my tree. Very excited to do that. So, but I don't know when I'm going to get to it since I'm so far behind on the tablecloth. I don't know. Anything else I wanted to talk about? guess not. Looking at my list on the computer here. Oh, haul. There's actually quite a lot of haul, but I don't think I want to put it in this video. I went to the thrift store one time and got a stack of magazines. And I'm not going to flip through all of them, but I marked like the best things in each one that I might make a haul video if I can find time to do it. My family doesn't know I do these. And right now, the husband's at work, and my older son is volunteering. My younger son is in the other room. And so, but during the summer, trying to find a time when there's nobody home is really hard, to just not be bothered, because, yeah. So I don't know when I will update you again. I will try to do it either at the end of this month or the beginning of July, but summer can be crazy. So it may be whenever it is. And I don't have a book of the month today. I could see in here. I don't even have a book sitting next to me. Wait. What do I have here? Nope, none of these are interesting. Sorry. Unless you want to read about language processing problems. Yeah, no. You should all go read The Pagan Knight by Tim Akers. It is a wonderful epic fantasy novel. There. That's my book of the month. It's actually been my book of the year because I haven't finished it yet, which is really bad considering I know the author. But look it up if you like fantasy novels. It's awesome. Yeah. I guess that's it. Go out and make good art.